Today, I will give you a brief analysis of the shots in Chen Kaige's work Legend of the Demon Cat, taking this clip as an example. The camera gradually zooms out to show the environment of the main characters, Bai Letian and Kong Hai. Starting from the initial medium shot, as the camera slowly retreats, the audience can gradually appreciate the wider background. The winding corridor not only adds visual beauty to the scene, but also seems to metaphorically represent the complexity and changeability of the two characters' inner world. In this process, the camera technique cleverly simulates the change of the observer's perspective, creating a sense of distance, which deepens the film's thematic expression and effectively enhances the suspense of the story. Then the pushing camera technique is used, first showing the panoramic perspective of the three characters from an upward angle, and allowing the audience to hear the conversation. These conversations are presented from the perspective of the imperial concubine. As the camera slowly advances to the faces of the three people, the picture gradually focuses on Gao Lishi's shocked expression. Empress Xuanzong and Huang He attempt to blame Gao Lishi for the murder of the imperial concubine. This camera movement from far to near, combined with the sound of the dialogue, creates an effect that seems to put the audience in the position of the imperial concubine, allowing them to silently observe the conspiracy with her. This treatment not only highlights the loneliness and despair in the concubine's heart, but also foreshadows the tragic end she is about to face. This scene uses a long shot, without background music or character dialogue throughout the whole process, only the sound of wind and swaying flames. The camera first captures the figure of the external soldiers, and then gradually transitions from advancing to panning, and the perspective slowly focuses from a large panoramic view to a panoramic view. The whole process adopts a voyeuristic perspective sign, and this effect is enhanced by adding a wooden frame as a foreground element, allowing the audience to get a glimpse of the concubine who is about to die. Under this carefully arranged photography technique and actor scheduling, the lens successfully stimulates the long-suppressed emotional fluctuations in the audience's heart. When the army saw the concubine's body, they chose to continue to surrender to the emperor. When Xuanzong led his army to evacuate, only the concubine was left lying quietly in the wooden house. In this scene, the color is the bleakest scene in the whole film, almost reaching the level of the decline of the prosperous Tang Dynasty set 30 years later in the film, indicating that from this moment on, the glorious and prosperous era has become a thing of the past, and the beautiful dream has been completely shattered. The imperial concubine, who symbolizes and carries the glory of the prosperous times, is like the last bit of red, forever frozen in the long river of history, and the two white dragons who stayed in place to protect her seem to have their souls forever entrusted to that era. In this shot, a frame composition is used, and all the characters are in a crowded and narrow space, in which there is a strong sense of lines. At the same time, in the picture, a frame-in-frame is also used, which has a sense of visual extension, which not only emphasizes the theme status of Emperor Xuanzong of Tang in a certain scene, but also focuses the audience's attention on the central figure, Emperor Xuanzong of Tang, making the picture full of a sense of crowding and oppression, creating a depressing atmosphere. In the picture, the doors, windows, and pillars are the background, and Emperor Xuanzong of Tang in front seems to be trapped in a cage. He turns back layer by layer. The symbolic meaning of the shot is consistent with the cowardly original appearance of Emperor Xuanzong of Tang. At the same time, this frame composition also implies that Emperor Xuanzong of Tang has been bound all his life